Hello, yes. Today we're going to see how to paginate on Oracle records, which means we're going to browse through whole records page by page and we set the page size as we want. To do that, let's go ahead and do a count star, which means to get the total record count. Select count star from table name where status is active. So I'm trying to get only active users back. That gives me the whole count. So it says almost 227,971 records in DB. Now I have to paginate this. What if I want to get first 10 records? We can do that in many ways. Now I'm going to show you the pagination way. The reason is because we want to get first 10 and next 10 followed by other 10. We're not going to get all those records at a time. You'll see that in a moment. So to know the record count, we do a count query. Similarly, we have to put a row num to identify the row, right? Each and every row has a number. Using this, we can identify what row we are trying to get back. If you don't put row num, everything will be mix and match. So you don't know what row it is and it'll be a chaos. So now I'm going to select row num and similarly username from the same table where row num less than 5, let's say. So I'm just trying to get only first 5 rows. That'll give you only first 5 rows. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It says less than 5, that is it give only 4, but if you put less than equal to 5, it's going to give total of 5 records. Similarly, if I want to get first 10 records, I can put 1, 0 at the end and you can get the first 10 records here. This will always tell you first few records, which means if I want first 10, I'll get it, first 20, I'll get it, first 50, I'll get it. But what if I want to get 10 to 20, right? I want rows with row number 10 until row number 20, 10 through 20. So let's see how we can do it. So now I'm going to write another record saying select row num and username, and I'm also trying to get status this time where IDM user info, sorry, that's a from clause from IDM user info dot user detail where status equal to active. I want to get only active records here, but this is not the end. In order to get data from 0 to 10, I want to give two things. First thing is offset. Before we offset, we'll put a order by because we don't want the response to be arbitrary or going wherever it wants. So we want to order by row number so that we'll have a clear idea. And then we can offset. Offset is nothing but number of rows we want to skip. If I want to skip 10 rows, 15 rows, 20, 30,000, up to you, right? In my case, I want to get first 10 records, which means I want to get rows from row 1 to row 10. So how many records I want to skip here? 0. I don't want to skip any rows. So I put offset is 0. And then now I put, oh, that's 0 rows. I want to offset. And then now I put fetch next 10 rows. If I do this query, it gives me only first 10 rows. See, it executed and it gave me 1 through 10. If I want to get records from page 10 through page 20, what should I do? Now I don't want 0 to 10. I want 10 to 20 only, which means I'm going to skip 10 rows. 0 to 10 is 10 rows. I want to skip 10 rows. So now 0 becomes 10. Still I want to get next 10 rows. So if I do this, I'm going to get 10 to 20 records. You see, we got row number 11 through row number 20. If at all I want to get 20 to 30, how many records I want to skip? If you consider 0 to 30 records, I want to skip 20 and get last 10 after 0 to 30. So I will skip first 20 records. This is nothing but saying how many first records you want to skip. That's what this offset is about. I want to skip first 20 records and get next 10 records. That's what this means. Similarly, if I want to skip first 50 records, I still can do it. Now I'll get, if I skip first 50 records, guess what kind of data I'll get back in the response. I'll get from 50 to 60 because I'm skipping first 50 and I'm trying to fetch next 10. What is next 10 if I skip first 50? That is 50 to 60 records. So I'm executing this, I'll get data from 50 to 60 records in the response. You see this? So that's how this offset is used. So how many first records you want to skip? This is how many next records you want to get. So that's how offset and fetch next works. That's how you do pagination, increasing this offset from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 through 50. You are paginating by page size as 10. Here you are increasing the offset by 10, which means the page size is 10. You'll get only 10 records in every response, but you're paginating from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so on and so forth. Similarly, you can do, if I want to get only 1000 rows, how can I do that? First 1000. I don't want to skip anything, but I want to get first 1000. How many first records you want to skip? I don't want to skip anything, but I want to get 1000 records. So that's how you do it to get the first 1000 records. Similarly, if you want to get next set of 1000 records, which means from 1000 to 2000, I want to skip first 1000 records and get next 1000 records. This will give data from 1001 to 2000 as row number. That's how you paginate in Oracle SQL query. Thanks for watching.